Whenever I hunt caribou, it just calms me down. It just slows everything down for me. It slows down my life and I get regenerated from it. I'm happy. When I hunt caribou, I'm happy. I'm fighting for my son and for his generation of Gwich'in. I want them to have the same opportunities that I had when I grew up. And I want them to at least have the chance of carrying on that lifestyle if they choose to do it. For us to be able to have caribou as a way of connecting to our culture means so much to us in the modern world where there's so much change and uncertainty. And I feel like it's so important for the health of our community that we have a healthy caribou population. And what that means is we need the caribou to have access to undisturbed calving grounds in the Arctic Refuge.
We're opening up Anwar for drilling. They've tried to get that for 40 years. They've tried to get that even during the Reagan administration. They could never get it. Thank you all.
It's one thing if a small part of their wintering range was slated for development, but when you put a huge network of oil and gas rigs and infrastructure right in the heart of their calving grounds, doesn't matter how resilient you are, that's going to affect the health of the population. This battle to protect the Arctic Refuge has been going on for close to 40 years, and Old Crow's always been a part of that. People from Old Crow have always stood up and defended Gwich'in culture and defended our right to harvest caribou. And to me, it's obvious why any effects on the caribou are going to affect us as well. We want caribou to come back so we can continue practicing our culture. I know that my father's generation and his father's generation lived happy, healthy lives in this part of the world, and they had a lot of pride in their culture. And that was all passed on to me, and I have a lot of pride in my culture. And I want to be able to give my son that right, those teachings, to be able to carry on traditions. And I want to give my son a strong sense of identity, a sense of place, somewhere that he can feel connected and grounded, somewhere he can come back to when things go wrong, or when he's confused or unsettled. I want him to come back here and feel like he's coming home.
Your little happy place, you're so calm in there.
My son, he was born February 20th, 2018, and we decided to name him Abel Dajo Chisholm. Abel is a common name in Old Crow in my community. I had an uncle named Johnny Abel. My father's name was Abraham, and so we call Abel Abe sometime in memory of my father.
Your cheeks though, he has big. That comes from me, I guess. The big cheeks.
Right, yeah.
Dajo means young bull caribou, and my son was born with big long legs, and he had big skinny arms, and he looked like a little caribou calf.
Chi tai a try. It is windy outside. Chi tai a try. Chi tai a try. It is windy.
Around the time he was born, I was starting to get really active in speaking up for the caribou and speaking up as a Gwich'in person for caribou. And there was just this sense of importance in my life. And then all this stuff happened with the tax bill in the US last year and opening up oil and gas development, and I thought about down the road, like 20 years from now or something, if Abel asked me, that was such an influential time. What was going on there? Like, how could they let that happen? Did anyone try to stop it? I wanted to be able to say I did everything I could to secure a better future for him. I wanted to say I did everything I could to protect what I believe in and stand up for what I believe in. More than anything, I just want him to live a happy, healthy life. And what he chooses to do in his life, that's his journey, and that's his story, and his to figure out. But I've just thought about what has brought me value in my life and what's been important to me, and what are things that I could give him to survive in this world. And for me, that's been a connection with my culture and my people and the land, going out in the bush, living off the land. And if you would want to do that as well, then that would make me extremely happy.